guys, this is Christina BX and I'm coming in with another one. This is going to be my review and demo of the e.l.f. Artistry Palette. So if you're interested in what I have to say, stay tuned. Okay guys, so the first thing that I want to come in and talk to you about is that there are so many palettes on the market today, and everyone's coming in and saying, you know, they're doing haul videos and they're saying, I have this product, I got that product, I have that product, and I was doing the same. I was coming in and showing you all these different things that I was buying, and then it was very difficult for me to come back in and then say, this is how I felt about this product and this is how I felt about that product if I had purchased 20 items. So what I've decided to do is, instead of coming in and doing haul videos, I'm personally going to purchase the products that I want to test, that I like, and then I'm going to use those products for a couple of weeks and then come in and tell you how I feel about the product, what the consistency is, how it looks with my skin tone, how it felt on my skin tone. So this way you can kind of do a comparison to see how it may or may not work well with your skin tone based on what I have to say, and this is just my opinion. So what I wanted to come in to talk to you guys about today is the e.l.f. eyeshadow palette. Now when it arrives, it comes in this pretty, and this is like a traveling case. It's a zipper. It's just a really good, nice holding place for if you want to take it with you anywhere. One thing that I will say about this palette, if I go anywhere, I will more than likely snatch up this palette. So now it comes in a plastic, you know, the typical e.l.f. kind of logo and plastic kind of palette. And then when you open it up, you get 20 shades, and then you get this dual-ended or double-sided brush, which is pretty cool. Now I've used this brush, so it is a little dirty, but I used it with these shadows just for me to see how the brush worked with the shadow. As you can see up here, it comes with a very large mirror that I will actually display that in a picture, but I don't want to blind because of my light. And as you can see, my palette is kind of mucky and dirty because I have been using this palette for about 2 weeks now. So the eye look I have on today, I actually did with this palette just to show how the colors in this palette are amazing. The color payoff with these colors are, I can't even say. I honestly think that they're worth this is worth the money. This is $20. I got mine at Ulta. e.l.f. has really stepped their game up with their products, y'all. I mean, I really believe that a lot of e.l.f. products kind of stands up to higher end products, and I do think that there are cons to the e.l.f. palette, and I will get into that as we get further on into the video. But for now, let's go on and do some swatching and do some explanation of some of the colors. That when you swatch eyeshadows, that you really cannot determine by a swatch if that shadow is really good. You have to, because eyeshadows cannot be too pigmented. If they are too pigmented, you will have a mess before you can even complete your eyeshadow look. So in essence, if I put eyeshadow on my lid and it's so pigmented and it really just tacks right there, there's no way I can blend it. I can't add any other shadows to it. I can't do anything with it. Just because a shadow swatches lightly or swatches a little bit faded out doesn't mean that it's not a good eyeshadow. It just means that it may be buildable, and it may be an eyeshadow that you can blend out other shadows with. So be patient, because everything is not as you think it is with makeup. Okay, so this is the first row of shadows. I hope you can pick that up. And so in the very far, this color right here is the very first color in the palette. It to me comes off like a very taupey golden, kind of almost champagne type of color. The one next to it is more of a pink shimmery color, and then the one right here in the middle that you really can't see that well is more of a very cream type, I want to say like cream, very light on a very with a little bit of orange in it. It's a little bit tannish beige, I want to say. So that's the one that's right in the middle. Then the one that is right here is more to a yellow, but not all the way yellow, kind of peachy tone, which is right here. And then the last one on the side is like a very nice, can you see that pretty color? Like a nice white, bright, shimmery shade. So this is the first row. I love these colors. I think they're very pigmented, and they show up on my skin for them to be very light. Also with these colors, you can use them wet. So this is the second row, and here we have the first one. Is sort of this pink shimmery shade. There's a gold shimmery shade, a brown shade with these beautiful almost flecks of colors in them. Then I have this lilac, what do I do here? Oh, that's not, I'm sorry, I didn't like that about, but I forgot. Okay, so we have this, I'm sorry, this on the end is from the previous color swatch, so it's throwing me off. Okay, so this is the brownish color right here with the little flecks of like silver and pink. Then on this side is sort of like a pinkish kind of lavender type color, and right over here is this beautiful silver color that is so pretty, and you can see these are very pigmented on my skin tone. This is like my favorite row in the whole entire palette. Can you see these colors? Aren't they gorgeous? Oh my gosh, they make me get an accent. They're so beautiful. So on right here to the far right, left, I'm sorry, you will see this, there's a brownish kind of mauve cup, not brown, brownish kind of, just pretty much brown, with a little bit of shimmer. Then right next to it is this beautiful kinds of grayish blue color. I love that one. Then right next to it is like this ocean blue. That's what I have on my lids today. So you can see how it transferred from my hand to how it looks on my eye, and it really is true to color from your swatches to the eye. Then right next to it is this beautiful copper bronzy reddish type color. I love that color. And then there is this bluish navy type, very glittery type color on the end. It's beautiful. Okay, so this is the last row of colors. Again, this is one of my favorite rows. Of all of the rows, this is like one of my favorite ones. This is sort of a brown. I love this brown. It kind of comes off like brown with like a little hint of, again, silver or some kind of light shimmery colors in it. And then this is a smoky kind of gray, dark gray color. And then this is like a very it's a brown, but it has like silver in it, so it comes off with this silver cast. Then over here is like this brown with this shimmer. It's like has a copper shimmer in it, but it's another brown. And then on the end here is this beautiful kind of black, but not so black. It's like a smoky gray black color because of the shimmer pattern that's in it. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. And those are the shades within the palette. That is the e.l.f. palette. So how you already know how I feel about this palette. This is an amazing palette. I think it's an amazing palette of all women, of all skin tones. The formula is creamy. Now what I will say is some of them are a little powdery. So I did get a lot of kickback of powder. So sometimes when you would, I would go to tap my brush. I mean, I got massive powder. I mean, just tons of it really just flew off my brush. That's how powdery some of the colors are. So my suggestion to that is if you run across a shade in here that you like to use that's really powdery, you can wet your brush.
That'll eliminate some of the, wet the color, that'll eliminate some of
that'll eliminate some of that flaking or flying of powder. So, but it's to me, I can live with that. That's not something that's a deal breaker for me. for $20 for 20 shadows. This Artistry palette is amazing. I would go into Ulta and buy it right now for the fall months. I think you can make some amazing fall colors with this palette. Okay, so this is Christina BX. This is my review of the e.l.f. Artistry palette. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below so I know if you've purchased this, how you feel about it. Even if you don't like it, even if it was the worst thing that ever happened to you, let me know why that is. So this way I can kind of see if maybe it's something I need to take a second look at. Maybe I can determine if it's just you got a messed up palette. Maybe I got a better palette. Maybe my palette, I don't know what happened. So anyway, this is Christina BX. I am Product Junkie. So come back again for another review of another product. So until then, bye.